Huh. It's you two.
Shincho! Great, we found you! We wanted to ask you about...
That's not a whole lot of information to go on. I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone. But considering her age...
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine, all they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love. After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai.
Thanks a lot, Shincho. We knew it'd be worth talking to you.
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Shincho.
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always... Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was... You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of... It's rare for a chivalric hero to fake... I've never understood why...
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage to
That's a deal.
Paimon feels like we just learned some... Oh, right! There's a drought in this story, too!
Well, so while droughts do have... The crops...
That sounds...
Yeah, still. They say that back in those days, disasters were both more... Do you have any...
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss... Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to... Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time.
It's no problem at all. Safe travels.
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh, thank you. Straightward ping. What has amused you so?
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change.
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has one keenly felt...
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden?
Well, the inquiry is as such. Approximately how much more would one need to...
It does not require as much as you may...
Cloud Retainer, Madam Ping!
Nothing save for some trivia.
Shincho has a theory.
Do not be troubled.
What do you think, Shuyu? Does it match up with what you know of your granny?
According to the story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from... I don't have many memories of him, but there was this one time I found a box in her attic full of... I think so too! Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
What ma... It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains.
Is that so?
Thank you.
Okay, since...
Sure thing.
I have a secret I want to tell you.
What's wrong, Shuyu?
Well, I've been...
Oh! About that. Must have been a slip of the tongue.
One is in...
Huh?
I knew it. Well, I had this soup. She put me on her back. I really wanted to... So...
Pure... Have you ever met one that's pure?
That's weird. Well, even if it was just in...
Leave it to us! Let's go to Wangshi.
Okay.
Wangshu-in.
Do you remember this place, Granny?
Yes. The fish here is very delicious. I believe
I'll come with.
Paimon's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but... Whoa! Shao! What are you doing here all of a sudden?
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to come take a look. If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot. It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you I have indeed.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the... Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang continuous fire mechanism. Hands up and surrender, or be prepared to face the full might of the Adepti.
An impressive imitation.
Paimon knows her all too well.
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be unaware, but her talent with Adepti sigils is just as formidable as her skill in mechanics. The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles.
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it.
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use would one still have when dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the mortal world? A mortal form is hardly the
After the war, although I do believe...
One believes there is little...
Granny, are you okay?
Perhaps this conversation should you encounter...
Everyone! I think Granny is finally beginning to remember her past.
Slowly now, calm your mind and recount.
A long time ago, I stayed here. So what Shinto said was true! You did fall ill! Was that why you went into hiding? I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but I can't even remember the name of my illness. I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. One day, I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing of my illness, he sold me a bottle of soul-revitalizing tea. He told me that the pills were concocted using Adepti blood, and... Wait, but if your illness remained dormant for several decades, are you saying... And it was all thanks to the pills that you managed to keep the symptoms in check? Paimon's brain kinda hurts. Do you remember anything else? I'm sorry, I don't.
Hey, you're not useless. You've done so much for me.
Oh, fret not, dear child. Granny was just a bit frustrated.
The recovery of a person's memories is...
Next location... After all...
Did you remember something, Granny?
I remember. It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit. I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. I remember that night. I remember falling to my knees. I alone am the source of this sin.
Sin? Oh!
I don't know. I don't remember. Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy, and so are you. But you're always going to be different from me. I
don't care what—
You're too sweet. All right. Let's not stand.
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Xianyun Peak. You and I, how fares your health?
I may be...
We're finally here. Does this place feel familiar to you, Granny Wendy?
Let me see. How strange. Have I... When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of familiarity. I could eat, but here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave a strong impression on me.
But did the stories get it wrong then? Yeah, that's true. But they're also the only thing we have to go off of. Paimon was hoping this place would jog Granny Yuendai's memory just like the others.
I'm sorry to disappoint you too.
It's all right. We're not going to give up yet. We'll figure something else out. Just you wait.
Thank you. If only I could remember. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsong? Looks like we've come full circle.
Mount Outsong. Mount Outsong.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember. You shouldn't do something that makes you sad.
Mount Outsong, What am I really?
Mount Outsong holds some familiarity to you?
It does, but I can't...
Are you feeling unwell?
My head...
Cloud... Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount
But...
Fret not, all will be well. You may leave the rest to me. I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart.
Wait, really?
I never leave anything to chance.
find any firework materials in here? Strike a pose!
Come on, just help!
Here.
Huh?
Precisely. It periodically soothing at.
Whoa, we could have come to...
How we Adepti can only.
Paimon!
As previously.
Whoa, Paimon!
And you.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not...
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten? This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew. Perfectly. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left. The you...
So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar.
Granny! Granny, are you okay?
Cloud Retainer.
Your memories have returned?
Wait, did you just call her by her full name? Does that mean... you already knew each other?
Yes, I now remember everything. Everything.
Granny, please don't cry. I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, don't worry, I'm so sorry, everyone. It's all come back to me now. The most important thing that I had forgotten.
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience.
No, it's okay. Now that I've remembered. Xianyun, everyone, I can't...
Please, Granny, don't force yourself. What happened in the past doesn't matter. I love you more than anything. Nothing you say can change that.
I know, dear child. My feelings for you are exactly the same. It is for this reason that you deserve to know the truth. Some time ago, I made a terrible mistake. One for which I could never atone.
Is this the sin that you mentioned in Xianyun Karst? What happened?
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form, one that I held for centuries, was that of a wild crane. I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and sentience. The Lord of the Mountain, Cloud Retainer, became aware of my existence and began to share many stories with me. She even passed on the secret of cultivation to me. Though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master. Whenever she took out her tools to work, I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right. I followed her teachings, and time gradually passed us by.
50 years ago?
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. She was the one I looked up, but I was still... She warned...
Oh no. So that was... Was it because...
Indeed. Although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, I could not help but fall for him. But my time continued.
Oh no.
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering, even if it meant... I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face her. So I was convinced that she would not support my decision, but that was only the... Along with... Looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was...
Granny!
Coincidence, Master.
Human custom would dictate the One still remembers when you were but one found you...
Wait! Paimon's so...
One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses. In truth, one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. But soon, unwilling to wishing to grant you a life without regrets. As for how to one took as one expected. One was quite torn. Nevertheless, one would speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable. Even considering your loss of memory, one was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the consequences of consuming medicine infused with adeptal blood. Its proclivity to attract monsters is hardly that complicated of a concept to remember. To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you could have been lost during the night. Skyward! Stray clouds converge! Skyward! Those monsters would hardly... One was, in the end, to see... Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait! But if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Ah, one had almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale. Just as Xianyun died troubled upon when one asked, one had no choice but to apply. It bears mention, perhaps. Now, one has... Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Memories are most meaningful when recalled.
Master, I must ask.
One has... When it is time, 'tis a refuge. One speaks, of course, of a place not 40 years ago, you... Fortunately, you were able to avoid...
So...
One will help.
She's gotta go back to being a...
Master, I don't know how
Granny? Please don't...
Don't be sad, dear child. Don't forget to eat... Good girl. Good girl. I won't stop. That's a good girl.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll wait for you, no matter how...
That's a good... I'm so sorry, Master.
You.
Let her be. At her age, crying is a natural, Tears are a necessary part of maturation, now that the issue has been resolved.
We would see each other again, that our days of separation would finally end, and all my troubles would be behind me. Stay this way forever.
nightmare? Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
It was a good dream. It's just...
You weren't ready to wake up. Eloquent as one may be, words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it. Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here for you. After all, as an elder, it is only right to look out for the young ones.
Was Paimon sleeping just now? Oh. Madam... Oh, Xianyun, you're awake! Madam...
Oh. And have you...
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong, but even though Granny... I could become a cool adeptus like you, and help a whole bunch of people, just like Granny wanted to do.
Upon some...
Thank you so much, Madam Adeptus! Xianyun, are you sure about this? Paimon's gonna let you... If you join them, you'll never enjoy Wanmin Restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly Every individual must...
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty...
Although Mount Outsong is rich, that is precise...
Whoa! You're leaving Mount Outsong?
One has never... Yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up... One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue... Why are you all so...
Paimon is...
One will be a...
Don't worry. So,
Perhaps in two... One has all...
Seems like you've been out?
A sensible plan. Oh, also, why don't you take...
Awesome! Thanks, Cloud Hey, didn't we promise Shincho that we'd tell him what we found out? Should we make a trip to the Feiyun Commerce Guild? It's totally up to you.
You're...
In what way? I have to be careful.
We're here, Cloud. Miss...
perfect timing. This ignorant... I'll have you...
Several...
Indeed. They're...
Yep, they...
Hear that? Doubt their authenticity any further.
Whoa, please don't go! I apologize for any insult.
An expert, you say? Very well. I will wait for a little while longer, then.
Master! Oh, it's you two... Xianyun! You got a new... Huh? You know how...
Do I know how to make clothes? with the support of...
Master, I brought in most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of heavy, so I just left them.
Fret not. I shall help you move them into your room.
Actually, I should probably...
It appears... Now, this expert you mentioned.
Soon. Here, allow me to make some introductions. This is Mr. Zhang Li, a well-respected consultant at Wangshang Funeral Parlor, and Mr. Zhang Li, this is Miss Xianyun. She's the one who's looking to...
If it isn't Miss Xianyun. It has been quite some time since our last meeting.
Indeed, most serendipitous.
Quite well, thank you. I was fortunate enough over the past few days to enjoy both a stroll in the mountains and a fresh brew of tea from the most recent harvest.
So you...
Indeed. How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again. If you are otherwise unaware, allow me to inform you that Miss Xianyun is a well...
You are too kind, Mr. Zhongli. True collectors pride themselves on their wealth of knowledge and eye for detail.
Why, you flatter me, Miss Xianyun. It would seem that you are as self-effacing as ever.
Not at all, Mr. Zhongli. Not at all.
While I am loath to butt into this conversation, I must ask, you two already knew each other, and you seem to have quite a cordial relationship. Can I be certain that you're not working?
Ha! A preposterous accusation! The heavens themselves would collapse before we would conspire to do such a thing.
Miss Xianyun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honesty and trust. If that proves to be beyond your capabilities in this instance, this...
Say no more. Let us depart.
I jest. What fool would still... I deeply apologize for doubting you. So,
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance. The same can be said for this one here. I am sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among the most wondrous arts in this world.
All right. Since I hired you as my consultant, Mr. Zhongli, then in that case, Miss Xianyun, I'll take the lot. However...
The Northland Bank? Huh.
I fear...
Zhongli!
My friends, have you been doing well?
We've been great! How about you? Paimon didn't know...
My days have been quite pleasant as well. I had been quietly enjoying a cup of tea when Miss... As for you, Miss Xianyun, I presume you must be looking to settle in the city?
I must say, the name Xianyun sounds exceedingly strange coming from you. Perhaps you could dispense of that particular epithet and...
Whatever for. Am I not addressing you as a friend should?
Well, that is true, but... Alas, refer to me however you will. After all, a name exists such that others may address you with it. One is...
It would seem that you have gained many valuable insights over the years, Cloud Retainer.
One has indeed. One's previous days were all brief. Now that one has made up one's mind to move and this city is much...
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb and flow.
Alright, that's enough reflection for one day. No need to get all sentimental on us.
You make a valid point, Paimon.
Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retainer, but I once tried my hand at that dish. You were at the table on that occasion.
Oh? What occasion was this?
It was a reunion between friends several centuries ago.
Huh! Hardly. 'Twas most certainly out of consideration. It is settled then. Bamboo shoot soup, mora meat, crab roe tofu. One has already passed word to Shenhun Ganyu.
It should be a most splendid occasion.
Shu Yu, come now, it is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr. Zhongli. He is,
A humble employee of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Zhengli.
That should be everyone, right? Let's go!
Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation? I heard it's impossible to stop eating after even just one bite.
That sounds rather implausible. Although with the right preparation, certain...
Huh? Why are you all walking so fast? Hey, wait for Paimon! Hey, wait up!
Hey there. Don't be shy.
Adventurer, think you can last a round